Hello guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to another film review. Once again we're venturing down my favourite country of horror films, Italy, with a Giallo film. We're going to be looking at the new 88 film release of 7 Deaths in a Cat's Eye. This has been out a couple of weeks now, released here on 88 film, as you can see. This is the collector's edition. It is the Blu-ray release. I'm not sure if it had a 4K. I picked up the Blu-ray because you know what I'm like. I'm not tight. Some of these films transfers don't come over too well on Blu-ray, so I try to stick to on 4K. So I try to stick onto the Blu-ray if I possibly can. So before we go any further, let's have a look at the actual release. So here is the physical release of 7 Deaths in a Cat's Eye. So we're going to give this an open, because I haven't opened it yet. This is released on 88 film. So we'll take off the cellophane very carefully. Don't want to ruin the box. So we'll get rid of the cellophane. So here it is in all its glory. This is a part of the Italian collection, a Giallo. This is the collector's edition of the film. It comes with a slipcase, and the slipcase comes with a hardback box, which is very nice. Just remove the contents from the box. As you can see, high quality. Very nice. So we'll just pop that to the side. Comes with a booklet, an art card with different posters from the film. Comes with a booklet which we'll look at in a minute. Comes with the film. This is a Blu-ray release. It does come with reversible art, which I believe is that from the poster. And here's the booklet. We'll have a quick look through this. Hopefully we won't have any pictures that we can't show. There's Serge Gainsbourg, famous French singer, very cool singer, sort of a iconic kind of jazz singer. I believe Jane Birkin is in this film as well. It's a very James Bond sort of image there. This is a Giallo film with a difference. It's the only Giallo vampire film I've ever heard about. And that is the booklet, very text heavy. It's very cool. So we're going to pop all these things back into the box. I like it's only got the one art card, but it's very classy. It's a very nice sort of like replicate sort of poster, which is quite a nice idea. So we pop that in there, and we pop on our slipcase, and that is the collector's edition of 7 Deaths in a Cat's Eye. So you can see it's a really nice release here from 88 film. This is the Blu-ray collector's edition. Yes, I think this did have a 4K release, but I'm happy with the Blu-ray. With these type of films, the transfer doesn't look anything particularly brilliant on the 4K. Occasionally they do. I know my Tenebrae looks incredible, but not all of them look that good on 4K. So I was quite happy for the release of this on Blu-ray. Before we get into it a bit, let's have a look, see if there's any special features on the disc. So this is your main menu for 7 Deaths in Cat's Eyes. Let's have a look at the special features on the disc. We have audio commentary with Italian cinema expert Joffy Noodle Legs. No. Troy Howarth. I'm no expert. I'm expert at nothing. Audio commentary by Italian cinema experts. Again, Nathan Orr Thompson. Seems to be a lot on these sort of commentaries. And Eugenio Ercolani. A Man of All Seasons, an interview with Alessandro Pereira. The More I Hear, the More I Love, an interview with Ortolani Stanini. Serge and Jane on the Parnassus. Now that's Serge Gainsbourg and Jane Birkin. 7 Deaths in the Sun's Eye, interview with Eduardo Margaretti. Mr. Margaretti Against Normality, a visual essay by Mike Foster. Dawson's Eyes, a visual essay by Pierre Maria Boschi. English trailer, Italian trailer, Italian opening, closing credits, and they are the special features on 7 Deaths of a Cat's Eye. So there is special features on the disc, which is really cool. I explained there on the back of the box as well. So that's pretty cool to have some extra features on this movie. It's an unknown title to me. Really looking forward to it because it's a Giallo with a difference. I love my Italian films so much. It's my go-to horror than British horror films, but Italians are I've got a big love for them for some strange reason. I think because they're not afraid to go across boundaries, and that's why I really love them. So let me go and watch this film and I'll tell you about the story. Right, so this story of this is a bizarre little gothic horror film from Italy with a Giallo feel to it. It's based upon this old sort of castle in Scotland. Yeah, you heard it, in Scotland. And Jane Birkin arrives there as this young, beautiful girl. She's a French sort of model actress who was married to Serge Gainsbourg. And she arrives at this place, and at this castle is her mother and her sister. Now her sister who lives there, Mary, she is trying to get funds to keep the castle going because it's sort of all run down and it's like rats everywhere and stuff. We see a clip in the cellar where we see a dead body in the cellar covered with rats and stuff like this, and we keep seeing clips of this cat. Anyway, so she's arrived and met up with her mother and that, and her mother's refusing to give any money to her for this castle. She wants her to come and move to London and get away from this. And but she's reluctant. She doesn't want to go because she wants to keep the castle going. And she's got a partner called Franz. Now he's a famous actor. He's been in loads of war films. He always plays the Nazi in the war film. So he's in this film. And he's also trying to entice them to sort of like part with their money. And then we meet this floozy, if you like, this young woman that lives there. And she's sort of like Franz's other love interest. Franz is a partner of Mary, who runs the castle, but he's also knocking off this woman. And then we meet James, who's the son of Mary, and he's quite arrogant and gives us this little sort of vampire feel about him. And he's quite mysterious, and Jane Birkin's character keeps seeing him all over the place, and she thinks there's something suspicious, but in the end they become quite friendly. And then murders start to happen around the castle. We get Jane Birkin's mother gets murdered, and then we get a couple of other characters get murdered. The guy that brings her to the castle, he gets murdered. And every time these murders happen, the cat's there, and we got our famous killer with the black gloves. And so all these murders happen. So the inspector arrives from the police to investigate, who's played by Serge Gainsbourg, and he's come to investigate. And this sort of film plays out looking for the killer of these people. And the finger always points to so many different suspects, even to the inspector. Obviously, we've got James, we've got the mother of James, Mary, who runs the place, Franz, and obviously the loose woman that he's seeing, because she looks quite vampiric as well. But all these sort of people come along and it keeps you guessing to the end who the killer is, and it plays out like a giallo, but in a gothic sort of style. And there's this sort of, not a killer cat, but an evil cat that just keeps turning up everywhere. And it's a very bizarre little story. And it's kind of weird that it's all based in sort of Scotland, with a French and Italian cast, with an Italian director, based in Scotland. It's very, very strange. Hello, little man. Little puppy there. Here he is. Yeah, so it's a very, very strange little story, but it's enjoyable and it's quite gripping. It's not what I thought it was going to be, because it's described on the back of like a vampire film, but there's no vampires in the film. So it's not really a vampire film. It's a gothic giallo film, which again is still different for what it is, because there's not many of those. Let's have a little look at the characters. So yeah, the characters are fine. Overacting is name of the day here, especially from Jane Birkin. She overacts it every second she can. She runs off, she screams, she runs off. She overacts every part she's in. But she's quite a likable character, and so's the son James, this sort of vampire-looking sort of character. He's sort of cool, and I like the Mary, the one that owns the castle. She's got this evil glare against her. We even meet this priest who becomes a suspect as well. There's all these sort of suspects in the film, and it's quite a highly cast. I see you got Jane Birkin, you got Serge Gainsbourg, you got the guy that plays Franz in this, who's like I say, from loads of war films and other characters that I recognise within the film. So it's got quite a big cast, and it's pretty well acted and scripted, and it plays out really well. So here's my final verdict. This is a great little horror gem from Italy. I'm going to score it a great watch and give it an 8 out of 10. It doesn't get a 9 or 10 because there are kills in the film, but they're quite lacking. There's no real big gore to cry about, which I thought there could have been, being in Italian giallo. And the story is a little bit everywhere, and it does leave you thinking a lot of time, what the hell's going on? Where's the vampires and all this? Because, like I said, it is described on the back as being a vampire film. It's not. There's no vampires in it really at all. There's supposed to be a history in the castle of vampires, so you're led to believe. But all it is this cursed cat that is around, that apparently, and it's controlling this killer that's going around killing people off. Because obviously all down to who's going to own this castle, because say the old woman wants to live in it and stay there, and all these sort of things going on. And so it's not a vampire film as such. I just describe it as a gothic giallo with a killer cursed cat, and it plays out really well. It's a great little film, great little story, different. It's a real different giallo, and it's a fantastic addition. The pluses of it does look really nice. Some of the scenes are quite grainy and very sort of old looking, but you got to think of the source that they probably got this from. But what they've done with it is pretty good. I'm glad I stuck with the Blu-ray, not the 4K, because this was $24.99. I believe the 4K is about £35. A little bit steep for an 8 out of 10 film. but it's really cool and it's really different and it's a great add to my sort of like giallos and to my Italian collection. This probably has had a previous release, but it's fantastic to get this in this edition. Really cool, and it looks amazing. Seven Deaths of Cat's Eye. 8 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. Like I said, it's a completely different Giallo than what you think it would be. Like I said, you read the description on the back and you think, okay, it's a Giallo, it's a vampire film, and you're sitting there watching, you're going, okay, where's the vampires in? Yeah, he looks like a vampire. She looks like a vampire. She looks like she's from Vampire Circus, and it's not. It plays out like a if Hammer made a Giallo. That's what it plays out like. And it's great fun. It's a cool little movie. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. So go and check it out. Guys, go and check out some other horror channels. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Design, Pizzle. I'm ISIL, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrews Horror House, The Maniac. And a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves. Look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.